All right, guys, sorry about that. I'm going to try and see if I can get us back on there. I think the last thing we did was try and use the foil on that particular object. Let's see if I can get this back. Give me 1 second. Come on, little thing, work with me. See if I can find it. I see it back here. Let's click on screen in the back. Let's get this out of the way. And there we are. Here we go. All right, so let's finish up this and then we can go a little bit faster. So if you take a look at this one, you have x squared distribute to the x, that's x squared, distribute to the 4, that's 4x. Now we distribute the 2 to the x, that would give us positive 2x, and the 2 to the 4, which would also give us 8. So now if we double check, we can add the two center terms. That would give us x squared plus 6x plus 8, and we hit it right on the nose. Excellent. Pretty easy. Let's try one more. And there was some extra stuff I wanted to write in there, but for our sake, and I know you guys don't want to write so much, let's just try another one. So let's go ahead and do this one. So you're going to factor your C term. Your C term is going to look for two numbers that can multiply to give you 10. There's a lot of numbers that multiply to give you 10. 1 and 10. Well, I guess that's not a lot. That's only two sets, 2 and 5. But you're looking for the set of which you can add the two factors to get the 7. So at this point, you would end up with 2 plus 5 is 7. So these are your factors. You set up your two binomials. You need an x squared. So x squared, x times x. And you set up your two numbers. So that's 2 and 5. And they're all positive because in the next examples, you're going to have to do some with negatives. But because they're all positive, that's easy. You put positive, positive, and you're done. Those are your two factors. And if you want to go ahead and double check for time, I'm not going to double check today, but you can go ahead and use FOIL and go ahead and check them to make sure that that one is the correct one. Always double check because you don't want to make those easy mistakes. So I'm going to zoom out real quick and we're going to do these really fast because this isn't even the main lesson. This is just a review. So we want to go ahead and find factors of 4. Not even 4, it is factors of -4. So what are the factors of -4? So you have a -1 times 4. Then you have -2 times 2. And then you can switch the negative over because that's going to make a difference. So you might have to have a +1 times a -4. And the -2's don't really make a difference. So we're going to go ahead and try those. Is there a set of factors that you can add together to get a +3? Set of factors that you can add together to get a +3. I do believe it's the first set. If you add those together, -1 and +4, that gives you a +3. Excellent. So I already know my two factors. So I'm going to set up my two binomials. And that means I need an x in one, I need an x in another. And if you notice the two factors that I picked, one is a -1 and one is a +4. So it doesn't matter in which binomial you put it in as long as you use the correct sign. So this would be -1 and this one would be +4. On this one, I am going to show you how to check it because I want you to see that the negative worked, because where the negative goes does make a huge difference on your number. So that would give you x squared, then that would give you +4x, -1x, and then this one would give you a -4. And you got to make sure that all of your answers here match the trinomial that is above, which would give you x squared. Then you would get +3x, and then you would have a -4. And I do believe everything matches. +3, -4, +3, -4, done. All right, so I'm going to give you a quick second to try and factor these while I run to the printer and grab another copy. All right, at this point, you should have already gotten the two factors of the other one, because I know some of you should already have it. And if you want to take some time, you can practice those. But the answer to the second example should give you x minus 3 and x plus 4. And remember, you're looking for it to add up to the b term. So if you take a look at that, there's nothing there for the b. It doesn't mean 0, it means a 1. So you need to be careful that when you do the factors, that you are getting the sum of 1 and not 0. Excellent job. And on the last one, the answer for the last one is going to be x minus 3 and x minus 5. Notice that these, on the middle one, you had a negative one and a positive one. And on the last one, you had them both negatives, because a negative 3 times a negative 5 gives you a positive 15. And I'm pretty sure you already tried them on your own. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to stop here. And right before I stop you, I want you to take your paper, and I'm going to zoom out so that you can see it. And I'm going to switch over, because I wrote with a Sharpie and it bled through the paper. I want you to take your paper and I want you to fold it up so that all you see is the definition of what factoring is. So if you'll do it real quick, I'm going to stop sharing and start a new video. And that way we just start on video 3. So currently you're watching factoring part 2, and we will continue on factoring part 3. And make sure your paper is folded up just as so, and I'll be right back.